This video will actually start in the loft. So you can see, driveway is becoming a driveway. Spring has definitely sprung. And things like that little trail from the road that will eventually lead to the front steps of the house are in place. Loft is all wired. Everything's passed inspection. All the lighting is now in the roof, which is going to be nice. So once we get insulation, which will be this week, we'll be in shape for drywall, etc., etc., etc. Loft is going to be really nice. We still have this, which will be replaced by what it looks like out there on the porch, that type of design. So, out of the loft, we carefully walk down the steps to the main level, and a lot getting done. The stove is here, the wood-burning stove. We have one here on this level and one below. We do have power in the house, but it's coming off the main box at the road. All this has been wired, and that's all going to be covered, and they call it wrapped. And the porch remains gorgeous. You see all the electric is wired on the outside of the house. View is really nice. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've been working on the trails today. Got a lot done, but never quite enough. We've been set up here, just kind of chilling. Weather's perfect. It's the side of the porch, side of the house is all grown in. This is going to look fantastic as the years go on. Luckily, we saved a lot of these trees, and what's really cool is some of the trees we had to remove because of the fence. Because of the house are now growing themselves. That's a maple tree right there, which is pretty neat. So apparently we have a neighbor that decided to mow the lawn. At least it's Friday, so that's good. Exterior. And we'll go into the bedrooms, do the normal tour. You can see where everything has been wired now. Karen's actually measuring the curtains, quite literally. Say hi, hon. What a beautiful little wife there. So, lights in here, in the roof again. So that really is going to be nice. So you can see everything has been wired. There'll be window glass right there above, get more light into the room. We go into the closet. That's all been wired. I don't even know what that is, but it's here. That's good. We definitely need it. This is the closet. And the bathroom is nice and big, and it's all been plumbed. Coaxials in for Wi-Fi. Be a great little bathroom there. Got the tub, normal size tub. Nice shower. That's inset right there. Mudroom. A lot of lighting in here. It's gonna be great. It's a clear door out to the carport. Carport is coming along, and actually everything is. I almost got my truck backed into the carport, but I didn't want to push it. Those bricks I brought back from Orlando. I brought to the house from Orlando. Those are going to be used for some of the fireplace base. And again, mudroom. The washer and dryer over here, normal type stuff. There'll be a little sink in here. House plans into the kitchen. Kitchen is all wired. Now it's just a matter of where we put the cabinets. We got to figure all that out. I think that's Karen's phone. Cabinets, refrigerator, yada, yada, yada. And now, oh, and on this wall, there'll be stuff like, what are we putting on this wall, babe?
The barn door for that.
Oh, right, barn door will go there. Another barn door over there at our room. And then a hutch and stuff, right?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go downstairs now. Okay, we're going downstairs. See, again, all the light from the windows. This is the darkest section. By the way, downstairs, it's pretty neat. The temperature down here in the basement, it's like we're running AC. It's actually quite amazing. It's low 70s, maybe high 60s. It's hard to say. So everything's been wired and plumbed. Air handler is in. And that stuff goes to the house. They did a beautiful job. It's all been inspected. It's all passed. This is the mechanical room, obviously. This over here appears to be where the breaker box will be, and that crazy amount of wires tells you so. Leaving the mechanical, going into the second room, and that may be that wire there. I'm assuming a thermostat. I have no idea. But this is the second room, closet. All the wiring is in for numerous outlets. And this is a room that's kind of sealed from the bathroom. So if you're gonna stay here, you're gonna have to leave your room and go into a bathroom. This is the area underneath the stairs, this lobby storage, and it's got its own light switch there. Going into the bathroom, again, it's all been plumbed, ventilation's in, power's in. So now we know, where things are actually going. There'll be a sink here, 2 sinks actually. That will be the, nope, that's probably the toilet. And that's the shower there. There's not a tub down here, if you're watching, keeping score. Again, bathroom. And this one goes into the main bedroom down here, guest bedroom number 1. 2 windows and a great view from the porch. The cement is new. It's got its closet. And again, tons of lighting. It's placed there for the ceiling fan, which we will need. And there is the wood stove number 2 in the ballpark vicinity of where it's going to be installed. And looking back very quickly, kitchenette area, stuff. All right, out the porch. So this has been poured. They did a beautiful job. Probably a future site for a swing down here also. And all the electric is in. Now that the cement's in, the runners for the staircase will go in. You'll basically get right about here, and you'll walk up to there and up to the porch level, the main level. Porch is really nice down here, the patio, I guess. It's got its own private element to it. Columns are in, which will be rock type face on those across the front of the house. There's that maple from down here. It's almost as tall as I am. So, and the forest is intact, which is what we planned. We really wanted to minimize the amount of destruction. So out the back porch, we'll go on to the trail. My video is actually catching me, which is kind of funny. Anyway, so the trail will start somewhere here. And this is the trail that goes down to the creek. I've been spending some time today working on that. The silt barrier really works well, but you can definitely fall and hurt yourself. So let me not record that and be careful. Okay, so the trail we started cutting last time I was here, and it's really holding up well. Again, maple. Gotta have a sign. Means nothing other than looking pretty cool. I'm starting to put in improvements on the trail. These little things will help dirt stay in place. And the ones on the outside here hold dirt from sliding downhill. There's one of my wildlife piles, and they are really working. We've got rabbits and everything. So the trail stops here. This is where Riley and I ended. And I've got to pick up some pace and begin here, which I may start later today or maybe get a few hours in tomorrow. It'll be Sunday before we head back. I did do something today other than sling the Rogue hoe. I put these logs in, which will be a barrier. So when I move the dirt from this side over to here and make it flat, the dirt rests on those logs. It becomes more stable. So down the trail, all this has got to be done, but it's I don't think it's going to be too bad. I may try to start working on that today, at least to this point right here where this log has been cut. And this area over here I went ahead and cleared and put in these logs to again catch a lot of the material, dirt material. And then I used my own skid row from up there. These logs came from way up in the front of the house, so I brought them down on a dolly and let them roll to this location. And these, including this one, will take the side over here and line that so as I move the dirt from one side of the trail to the other side of the trail, it'll stay in place. So we have an even way of getting down to the creek where nobody's falling and hurting themselves. I went ahead and cut all this again. I'm waiting on batteries to charge right now, which is why I'm doing video. I've already had some logs down here. Little planning ahead. This area is going to have a still, and there's some debate about that in the house. Specifically, the new wife wants to have more information before that is granted approval. So I got to come up with a case. And down the trail, closer to the creek, this is where it dumps out on the old farm road that used to run on in the farm. Kind of dumps out right here. And there's my pawpaw tree. Still growing, doing really well. That road, by the way, it runs through here and goes that way. The bears like using this road. You can see it's a little kind of tamped down. That's where the wildlife focuses. So this is what I cut today. And I've got to go over it one more time once my battery's charged. But things are really growing in. These are all sycamore. They're all, say, 11, 12 feet. So they really will provide some good shade down here. Creek is really flowing. We had some good water. As I said, I've got to cut all this with a mower. I got to get that done before we leave. This area I cut. This is where the picnic table is. That used to be way up top. Creek just looks so nice, cool, relaxing. This would be a nice area one day, and it's backed by the sycamore trees. So got to figure which ones we remove. And by the way, that's where we just came from. The house looks really incredible through the forest. So this area is our planned area for birding. We're going to keep this trail cut nice and low. There's tons of birds. We're seeing all kinds of things today from the porch. We haven't even been down here. This is where during Helene, the water was just cutting through here. Where I'm standing was probably 6 feet underwater, I'm guessing. And along the way, we've got some trees that we've either put in or have wanted to save. This is a maple tree that I put in, about 5 of them. They're all alive. I bought those a couple of years ago. And by the way, there's the house. Unbelievable how that thing is coming along. It's just beautiful. All right. And that'll be in use when I get a little more charge. Here's one of the other maples right here. This thing is much taller than I am, and it's put on a lot of growth actually since probably March. And that trail, you just go around. So this is another view of the house from down here. It's pretty nice. This is kind of looking back from that trail towards the common area. Just wanted to show you. We're probably going to stop cutting that area between there and where our little trail starts that I just showed you. So we keep vehicles out, because this is a common area here, and that leads to the footpath across Bull Creek. So we'll do that right now. Not sure why they mow all that acreage, but they do. We're already getting a lot of comments from neighbors who are hiking the trail system, the one that was just bought in perpetuity by the Southern Appalachian Highlands Conservancy. But that literally, what I just showed you, is steps away from the house, and I'll show you that in a minute. Boy, the creek's really sounding great. A lot better than the mower. So the house comes into view on this trail, and you can see the growth below it. And the way I have that trail system in there, you don't even know that there'll be a trail there. So I don't want people necessarily cutting through or exploring without a permitted reason. A little further on the trail, and again, this is basically in our backyard, which is one reason why we thought this would be great. I mean, it is really a wild place. Yeah, I just went under that. And that survived Helene. Here's the little beach from the other side. A little muddy, so if I go down, that'll be funny. Nope. Now that rock right there is usually exposed. Ooh, saw a chub. That's a fish. Anyway, it's the area that I just showed you, the bird trail down near the creek, said creek. And above that is the house. Amazing. I think every time this guy makes a loop while he's cutting, I'm trying to film. But nice people, very nice people. And they both work as medical doctors at the emergency room. So, I mean, at the age of 60, you never know when I'm going down. All right, we're gonna head back up the property and I'm gonna show you the side of the house and the front of the house. And as an aside, we have plenty of guest parking down here too, which is that common area. Hopefully the driveway is gonna be bigger though than we need. Just gonna head back up real quick and I'll show you the side of the house. It's from the trail heading back up to the house. Just a different view on the trail that you can't see from below. Not sure what type of butterfly that is. Well, it's a butterfly. I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna leave the trail. Actually, I'm gonna empty a battery first so I can start that. That's the infamous trail cam. Pretty high-end technology there. That mounting system is like just great. And that's the famed solar panel that probably has bear prints on it from that cub that was up there. Okay. Oh, that's probably broke. All right. Don't want to slip on that. If you're a very young person, you won't get that humor. So this is the side of the house. Karen's up there. Hello. Wave. Yeah, there she is right there. So we're gonna head west. This is the south side of the home. You can see how shaded it is, and it's a sunny day. And we should be able to save on bills. I've asked the builder to keep all the stumps as a food source for bears and things. They tend to really enjoy this type of stuff. They dig around it, look for grubs and bugs and all that. This is that maple. So it's just at 5 feet, and that came from the stump that they had to take the tree out. But we've got growth on both stumps, which I'm seeing right now. Wow. Continuing around the south side of the home. If you've seen some of the earlier videos, you know the bears love these stumps again. So I'm keeping all the historically intact stumps because bears like stumps and we like bears. So the front of the home, other than the driveway, which that's where we're gonna have to spend some money in terms of replanting, but we kept all this, everything here. The trees during the fall have incredible color, so that'll be really nice. I'm gonna take you out on this little primitive trail, and this goes to the road. We're gonna keep this trail the way it is. May cut it back a little bit, but it's kind of a cool entrance into the cabin. And this is from the road. Actually, that's our bathing poop facility. Try not to use it though. All right, so this is from the actual road, from the south side of the house, moving to the north side of the house. Kern's the builder. Again, all the trees just make it look great. Oh yeah, that work truck, that contractor's truck. Yep. So most people will be pulling in from the north side. This is where a bunch of bears were 4 hours ago, mama and 3 cubs. Our property line starts right there. See that electrical box in there? And it extends south quite a ways past the commode. So if you're driving in the future, the driveway will be improved. A little more cement, but gravel. And that'll do it. You'll pull in. There's plenty of space to park. All this has to be landscaped, by the way. Oh, and these logs, that's firewood. So that's another project. Plenty of firewood. It's the front. The rock face will go on those pillars that are around the pillars. They've been wrapped. They're protected from the weather. Pretty neat. All right, I'm gonna take you to the north side of the home, which is probably the most modern commercial area, but everything's board and batten. That's all storage up there, every bit of it. This beautiful truck, it's a work truck. I'll probably get arrested. All right, so this is the north side of the house. Again, we've kept as much foliage as we could, but we've got to plant more to hide the carport from the road. So there'll be plants in here and along here. So the north side of the house is pretty simple. The stucco is in. It's a black stucco. And there's the carport. It's actually really a nice big carport with a lot of the bedroom windows and stuff. Bedroom, all kinds of things. Bathroom, mudroom, closet. Everything's got a window here. And a little more from this side, all the way back to where I kind of started on my walk down to the creek. This cement patio. That'd be me. Joe, give you an idea of the openness in the house. That's where the front door will be eventually. And right to the back porch. Really kind of neat design.